Friends, today we have to discuss the new chapter, that is the electromagnetic induction and alternating current. That is the unit number 4, and it is coming into that chapter number 6, that is the electromagnetic induction, and chapter number 7 is the alternating current. And here the chapter electromagnetic induction and alternating current, here we will be finding how that electric current is produced by help of the varying magnetic field. If the magnetic field will be changed, then how that you can produce the electric field. In previous chapter already we know when current passes through a conductor, magnetic field was produced. By help of electric current we are producing the magnetic field. Here by help of the varying or changing magnetic field we can produce the electric current, just reverse method. So before discussing that electromagnetic induction, and you should be knowing about clearly that is the what is magnetic flux, because the role of the magnetic flux is here. Magnetic flux, you know it, that is the magnetic lines of forces, or we talk about the magnetic field lines. The question may be arising, if the magnetic field lines and the magnetic flux, so what are the difference? What is the difference between these two? The magnetic field lines and magnetic flux, the difference is that only the magnetic field lines, whichever is touching the cross-sectional area, touching the surface area normally, that magnetic field lines are to be considered as the magnetic flux. And clearly you should be knowing the magnetic field lines whichever is touching or crushing the surface area normally. So by definition we can tell it magnetic flux, that is the magnetic flux through any surface. We are talking about the magnetic flux through any surface placed in a magnetic field is the total number of magnetic field lines crossing this surface area normally. Suppose if the uniform magnetic field be passes through normally through the surface area A. This is one surface area, and this is the magnetic field, that is the uniform. And what happens here, the field lines or the magnetic field, the direction of magnetic field is along this way, and the areal vector, we are talking the areal vector means the normal to that of the area. So whenever you draw the normal, and both are here in this case are in the same direction, the B vector and normal to this area are in the same direction. So the magnetic flux linked to the surface area will be equal to flux equal to B into A. That is simply you are telling phi equal to B into A. Because the B and A, our target is that actually that magnetic flux, magnetic field lines which are crushing, which are touching the surface area normally. So here the areal vector, that is normal to that of the area, and the magnetic field both are in the same direction, the total flux linked equal to B into A. That means it is the product of the strength of the magnetic field and surface area if both are in the same direction. If the magnetic field is making angle theta with the normal to that of the area, so what happens? This is the case. This is surface area and normal to the surface area is along this direction. This is the normal to the surface area. You can tell it as the areal vector. This is the direction of the areal vector. And this is the B vector, direction of B vector, magnetic field vector. And both are making angle theta. So what will be our target is that it is simply the product of the B vector which is in the direction of the normal, which is in normal direction. So suppose B vector is here, and the normal to the B vector, the component of the B vector along the normal will be B cos theta. This will be B cos theta, because one component of B vector will be along the normal, that is B cos theta. So we know that is the product of the magnetic field and the area when both are in the same direction, means the magnetic field should be in the direction of the areal vector or along the normal. Simply tell along the normal. So that is the component of B vector along normal is B cos theta, and if you just simple have a product, that is phi equal to, that we are denoting the magnetic flux by phi, that is equal to B cos theta into A, and B cos theta into A means that is equal to B A cos theta and simply you are knowing that is B vector dot A vector. So flux linked to the surface, the flux linked to the surface is nothing but the product of B vector and areal vector. B vector and areal vector. Another case is, suppose the area is not uniform at all and the B is not uniform, magnetic field is not uniform, and that is touching the surface area. So what will happen in this case? In this case, we have to choose a small area dA. So this is the small area, this is the direction of the B vector, and if the B vector is the magnetic field vector is touching the surface area, we have to assume the small area, that is dA. You have to assume the small area dA, and to this small area dA, B is to be considered uniform. B is assumed uniform over the small area dA. So what will be the small amount of flux linked to the small area dA? So d phi equal to perpendicular B perpendicular dA, or because the component of B vector will be along normal vector equal to B cos theta, same pattern, and we are dealing B into dA cos theta, B cos theta into dA, B cos theta into dA, and this is the d phi. We are finding the d phi. So what will be the total flux? The total flux linked is equal to, that is B dA cos theta integration over the surface area, A, that is B vector dot dA vector. If the B is not uniform, over the area, so simply you can take the integration, and finally you are finding phi equal to B vector dot dA vector, and you have to take the integration over the complete area. So this is all about that is the flux, magnetic flux linked to the surface area. So clearly in total we can think it that the magnetic flux linked to the surface area is nothing but the product of the magnetic field or the component of the magnetic field along the direction of the areal vector, or along normal multiplied with the area, that is BA, and overall we are telling phi equal to B vector dot A vector. This is the flux. So let us come for the unit. What is the unit of the magnetic flux? And the SI unit is Weber. And CGS unit is Maxwell. And 1 Weber equal to 10 to the power 8 Maxwell. Simply you can convert it from here, because Weber 1 Tesla, you will be finding 1 Tesla, and the gauge relation is there, 1 Tesla 10 to the power 4 gauge, and put the values, you can get the 1 Weber equal to 10 to the power 8 Maxwell. And what is the definition of 1 Weber? Suppose if flux phi equal to BA, if B is 1 Tesla, and A equal to 1 meter square. So what will be the flux? Flux is the flux linked to the surface equal to 1 Weber. So 1 Weber is the flux. 1 Weber is the flux produced when a uniform magnetic field of 1 Tesla acts normally over the surface area 1 meter square. If 1 Tesla magnetic field acts normally to the surface area of 1 meter square, that amount of flux which will be linked to the surface will be 1 Weber. And that another sense also, in what cases the magnetic fluxes can be considered positive and negative. But negative and positive, how you can decide it? Suppose if the flux is like that, if the areal vector, this is the areal vector, along this direction, that is the normal to that of the area, and a B vector, both will be in the same direction, then phi is positive. If the flux is not normal to that area, suppose areal vector is along this direction, or magnetic field is along this direction, and if the areal vector will be directed along this way normal, so in this cases we tell it as the flux is negative. So the fluxes which are coming out from the surface is to be considered as positive, and which are touching the surface is to be considered as negative. In this manner you can decide the magnetic flux, because magnetic field is there, means magnetic flux is whichever is touching to the surface area. And by considering this principle, that means whenever the magnetic field will be changed, so no doubtly the fluxes which will be produced by the magnetic field also will be changed. Whenever the change in magnetic flux will be linking to the surface area, in that case we can produce the electric current, because the whole chapter is dealing with on that one only, because we can produce the electric current due to the varying magnetic field linked to the surface. Varying magnetic field means the magnetic flux that should be varied, and that change in magnetic flux should be linking to the surface area. In that case we can produce the magnetic electric current, induced current. That is why the chapter is dealing with only this electromagnetic induction. In the next video we will be discussing more about the electromagnetic induction. Thank you.